everybody. You gotta watch us now. It's a whole new world to see, just breaking now. Wanna see action? Something for everyone. Wanna share the magic? So come on, join fun on Disney. It's a world of imagination on Disney. It's a magic celebration on Disney. And you can only get it on Disney.
Hello my faithful faggots, my name is Drew Pickles, the gayest man in the universe, and today I am going to explain to you why I declined playing the role of Seymour Krelborn in the 1986 film adaptation of the Broadway musical Little Shop of Horrors. I was at the time still a fresh-faced actor in a struggling gay porno industry, and I was doing anything to get my feet off the ground. Oh sweet Gildas, did I just say that? I've been hanging around too much But anyways, one day I ran into Muppet Show puppeteer and voice actor Frank Oz, who told me that he was going to be directing his first film project and that he needed a scrawny, pathetic, nerd-looking character down in his luck to play the role of the main protagonist. He gave me a copy of the script, and I read it over and thought that an adaptation of a sci-fi musical featuring a man-eating man-eating plant was a swell idea, and I thought that this would help my swell image in the acting business. I showed up in the studio the next day, and being the film's leading man, Frank Oz asked for some input in how to improve the script, but sadly, all my suggestions were either rejected or downplayed in the film, and I think we've put it off long enough. Let's get to the various reasons of why I ended up leaving production of this musical sci-fi classic. Anyways, first we'll talk about the scene where Seymour shows the strange and exotic plant, named after that slut Audrey. Why did it have to be named after that fucking female, who is also portrayed as my love interest? Give me the script and I'll have made sure that slut Audrey was the first victim to the bloodthirsty plant. Now then, after the first big sale and the shop closes, I take the plant downstairs and sing my first solo musical number, and that's when Seymour discovers that the plant feeds in human blood. I wanted to of course make it so that the plant ate cum instead of blood, which would later lead to a swell montage, where my character would be getting a blowjob from the plant each and every night, and it would all sound like glur 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 glur. Oh please grow grow for me glur 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 glur. Yeah, I'm having some fun now. Bag. Yes, that would have been swell. Then there was the scene where I meet Audrey's sociopathic boyfriend, Lawrence Crivello, D.D.S., played by Steve Martin, for the very first time, and seeing that hot sexy stud in a 1950s biker outfit made a severe crack in what was once the fourth wall, and I will knock out the skanky female Audrey and start making out with Steve Martin passionately, which would have lasted 69 hours long. Peg, yes, that would have been swell. After which I will go into the next musical number, when the Audrey 2 reveals it's alive and begs me to feed it. Just hearing the sexy singing voice of Letty Stubbs gives me such a raging boner that it obliterates what remains of the fourth wall, and I do so comply with the sexy voiced plant's request and make a high pressure cum shot into its mouth, and it all sounds like you need cum and I've got more than enough bag. Yes, that would have been swell. Next, there was the scene where Seymour goes to the dentist office the next day, where he plans to kill Lawrence Crivello, D.D.S. Now, as long as I'm talking about this scene, I might as well tell you that my brother Stu Pickles was at the same time auditioning for the role of Arthur Dent, a crazy patient who gets off on the wonderful pain of dental treatment. Since us members of the Pickles family have a knack for getting painful arousal, my brother thought he would be perfect for the role. Now in the scene, Lawrence Crivello would be trying to torture Arthur Dent by drilling and scraping his teeth, but since my brother was a podophilia, he wanted to extend the scene to where he would also pinch his toes in one foot while he uses his other foot to give that sexy dentist a soul scrub. But Steve Martin called my brother a sick fuck and threatened to sue the studio if they didn't replace the actor. But anyways, let's get back on track with my infamous scene, which was supposed to be where Lawrence Crivello, D.D.S., uses a gas mask to get his jollies when operating on Seymour, but would backfire on him and he would choke to death in his own laughing gas. I of course wanted to alter the scene. While Lauren was choking on his own ghetto gas, I would leap off the table, pull his pants down, and then I would fuck. Just a little thank you for the makeout session yesterday. The leader of the pack. When I was little, just a horny little kid. My daddy noticed sexy things I did, like raping. puppies with my penis. Assuming they're male. That's when my daddy said, he said, my boy, I think someday we'll find a way to make your sexual tendencies pay. You'll be a rapist. You have a talent for raping men in the ass. The son be a rapist. You'll be a success. Speaking of which, suck my cock. Taste my tummy come and see yummy like filling the cavity in your ass. And then the intense cum shot would rupture his colon and he would die instantly from intestinal collapse. Peg, yes, that would have been swell. Then there was the scene when Mr. Mushnick confronts Seymour, telling him that he saw him chopping up the dead body of Warren Scrivello, D.D.S. out in the back alley, and then tries to take him to the police. But before he can take Seymour outside, this is my alteration coming coming up, Seymour would turn around and smack the gun out of Mr. Mushnick's hand, and then I would bend him over and give him my secret gardening tips like I've got your number. Now come on. It's supper time. And then I use a high pressure cum shot to blast him into the plant's mouth like Meg. Yes, that would have been swell. Finally, there was the epic climax, where the plant tries to eat Audrey, and Seymour would save her and fight the plant off in the film's final musical number. I suggested an alternate ending, where instead of saving that stank Audrey I would actually push the bitch into the plant's mouth and watch it eat her like and after that ghastly female is dead, I would have my swell way with the plant, which I would remain true to, and I fuck me Seymour, fuck me all night long, using your stems as dildos like I'm gonna bust your balls. Back to the rape. Suck my cock. I'm mean and green, and I am bad. Meg. Yes, that would have been swell. That's how I wanted to end the film, but then I read the script more closely, and I came across something that literally scared the shit out of me, and that's that erg. The plant was a female this whole time, and this newfound knowledge makes me cringe so much that I start to vomit like... After vomiting the 10 gallons of cum I chugged down from Steve Martin offset a few days earlier in production, I stormed into Frank Oz's office and really asked what the fuck is going on here. And he will say, what are you talking about, Mr. Pickles? And I will say, I mean, this whole time I was masturbating to the sexy voice of the Audrey too. It was actually an erg, female. And he said, what the hell is wrong with you, you sick fuck? And then I say that I'll ignore the fact that you just called me that. If you make the Audrey to a male and I call it Drew 2 and I get to make an ending. Him or me, Drew 2, Mr. Mushnick, my bisexual brother's character Arthur Dent, and Warren Scrivello, D.D.S. have a super young awesome mega bum rump orgy. And he will say, for the last fucking time I am not going with any of your disgusting suggestions and that's fucking final. Now get the fuck off my set, you're fucking fired. And I will say no fucking problem, but not before I keep up the Speakonia tradition and show you the true definition of a sick fucking irate that no talent homophobe like. It's time to go downtown in Skid Row. You'll never stop the terror. Somewhere that's brown. Suddenly Seymour is stealing your anal innocence. And this counts for all the musical numbers referenced in the video. Little Chateau horror song references for the win. The mouse up my mastodonic 300-mile-long penis like and Drew Pickles said, let there be semen. Meg, that was swell. And that's how I was almost in the movie Little Chateau Horrors. And even though the movie ended up being a success, I still think it would have been much sweller if any of my ideas were considered for the film. Well, thanks for listening and stay tuned for more swell sexual shenanigans. Later all you swell sexy faggots, dykes, foot fappers and other sick fucks. Peace out, y'all.
Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing Duck.
Let's